we invented this trucking company from the ground up. No college education, no easy way in. It's all come from hard work and insatiable appetite to learn. Most of the people you'll ever work for in the trucking industry started out as something or another in the office. They have absolutely no idea what goes on in the real world. But there's not a situation a driver can get into that I haven't been there. This old truck driver that's speaking to you now started at age 8. Living on US 40 highway up on top of the hill. We had trucks coming and going from places like Kansas City and St. Louis. I had a fine dog, border collie. Me and my old dog go out there after supper on the nice evenings and watch them trucks coming and going. By age 15, I had a hold of my first truck, a 1948 model KB5 International. 220 cubic inch engine. Any speed attained over 50 miles an hour would have been dropping off a cliff. But I was trucking. By the time I married, I was on my 3rd straight truck and making a living at it. By age 19 and a half, I'd got a hold of a 1960 model Chevrolet gas-burning 348 tractor with a grain trailer and a livestock trailer. Boy, I'm trucking now. I got one of them trucks that bends in the middle. From there, the fun began. My second tractor was a brand new 1964 International, and it had a smaller motor in it than the Chevrolet. Can you imagine my first trip to New York City with a gas-burning 348 cubic inch engine with a drag axle? I trucked all night, I trucked all day, I trucked all night. The fun was just beginning. It was little trucks, first diesel, still no sleeper, still a little truck. The little Mac was 187 horsepower with about 600 pounds of torque. Well, at age 25, we're starting to make a little progress. Brand new Peterbilt. After 6 years over-the-road trucking, I finally had a sleeper. I went back to thinking I needed to be hauling cattle. I knew I could establish a customer base that was dependable and that needed me, but the reality of it was still that if it's easy to haul, it's not going to pay very much. I had a brand new truck, a brand new trailer, and running a lot of miles, more miles than I'd ever dreamed of. But 700,000 miles on the Pete in 3 years and 51 weeks. Well, I wasn't doing anything but making wages. I figured out we're going to have to do something different. I'd have to call it divine intervention. I went to work for a truck dealer that was just the man I needed. He taught me how to sell trucks, buy trucks, spec trucks from the factory, match the proper truck to a customer. But in walks a customer and friend that had 2 fleets. He had a fleet that was flatbed and he had a fleet that was dump. And at the time there was a thriving coal business right north of here. Next thing I know, I had 3 partners and a fleet of trucks. The first day I realized what I'd done, I thought, man, that was a dumb move. I had a good gig going and I really enjoyed what I'm doing, and now here I am up to my eyeballs in uncertainties. but that was just further training. Age 45, the state had put the coal miners out of business in Missouri, and it was time to have a partnerless truck line. So the coal was liquidated and the reefers were started. Well, about 5 new Kenworths and 5 new reefers. We was in the real trucking business at that time. 5 became 11, and 11 became 16, and then 25, and then 30, and 32. Look, Mom, no partners. We specialize, and I always have. From way back in the 1948 international days, I specialized in service. Service leads to strong customer relationships. Strong customer relationships lead to good rates. And good rates leads to a good living for all of us. Well, where are you going to find that customer that needs you? Well, you're going to find a customer that has hard freight to haul. Clark Transportation started right off the bat hauling hard stuff to haul. It's the only way a trucking company can pay drivers top wages, top benefits, top equipment. So what does it take to get that customer that's going to pay good rates? Well, it's going to take on-time delivery almost every time. It's going to take close attention to detail. When things aren't going right, and that's going to happen, you bring it to your partners. I didn't say your dispatcher. I didn't say your manager. I didn't say your owner. I said to your partners, because we're all partners in making this work. You're going to notice at Clark Transportation that in their communication to you, it's going to be very respectful. You've heard how I started with a $400 truck 6 years over the road before I had a good truck and a sleeper. But what I had back then was a freedom that you don't have today, and I regret that. But what you do have that I didn't have is a safe working environment that doesn't require you to stay up day and night, day after day after day. Doesn't require you to handle the freight. Doesn't require you to handle the nasty roads. And we're open to all the suggestions that our drivers can give us that maybe has arisen since I was a driver. So as I'm in my 75th year, I look back with very fond memories of all the privilege I've had. But I recognize that the environment you men and women are in today is the way it's got to be done. It's best for you. It's best for us.